how are things? Somebody just got pulled over there, Highway Patrol. Heading into town real quick. It's my day off. I got a lot of stuff I need to do and I haven't gotten to. Just haven't done it. No energy, just no energy left to take care of business on my days off, but yeah, it could be a lot worse, so I gotta head into town, pick up a few things. I think I might just run to this convenience store. I might not even go to town. So, how are things? We're almost to our 100,000 subscriber. When we do that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get shirts and say, how are things? I'm just being silly now. I'm just being silly. So anyways, so yeah, like the Mandela Effect, I know that puts people off, and that's not my intention, guys. It's not, as anything I post, come on, man. I'm just a dude who drives around and talks about stuff that goes through his head throughout the day, and that's about it. Reality is changing, and it's crazy. I get that. Alright, so I'm crazy, but what am I supposed to do? When I know it's changing. I don't know. So, I know biblically that's one of the hardest ones for people to grasp. And say our secular world, there's some doozies. The movie Moonraker, a James Bond movie, there was a gal, Dolly. The whole scene doesn't make sense that she doesn't have braces anymore. It just doesn't make sense, Well, let me describe the scene to you. So the villain, his name was Jaws. He's a big guy, and he has these metal teeth that are real sharp, hence the name Jaws. And he's a big villain, and he meets this young girl, Dolly. He smiles with the big teeth. No, I think it doesn't matter, but I think she smiled first, and he saw her metal teeth and how, she looked nice and innocent, and then he smiled. They fell in love. Alright, so that scene, she doesn't have braces anymore. It makes no sense, the whole scene. Tom Cruise, no sunglasses in that movie Risky Business, where there's a ton. I'll try to put one together with all these different ones. These are ones that I recall that have really got me going, wow. It kind of leaves you like one of those feelings. I remember when I don't get deja vu anymore. If I do, it's very, very rare. But I remember when I was younger, I'd get them, and it would just leave you with a weird feeling all day. The whole Mandela Effect or quantum effect, whatever people want to call it, it's very weird. It's very weird. So anyways, Tom Cruise, Risky Business, he had sunglasses. He had sunglasses in that dance scene, the Bob Seger, the old-time rock and roll thing. He had sunglasses and a white shirt. He doesn't have sunglasses anymore. That's another big one. Mr. Rogers, Won't You Be My Neighbor, I believe it's called. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighbor. My singing's not too good. But now it says a beautiful day in this neighborhood. It's just, man, I was young. We used to watch that. That was in the 70s, and yeah, it was a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It just was. Now it's this neighborhood. Another big one, Publishers Clearinghouse used to have Ed McMahon. He'd go around and he'd give out $1 million checks to people, or I think it was like $1 million checks. That I'm not sure, but it was a large sum of money. He'd go around giving people big old checks, right? Well, apparently that never happened, man. It's crazy, guys. So, one second. Okay. So, yeah, Ed McMahon used to give out checks for Publisher Clearinghouse. And you guys remember that? Because that never happened. That's another big one for me. As far as Bernstein, I was never into that, so I wouldn't know. You know, there's a ton of other ones. Jiffy Peanut Butter, or is it Jif? I don't know. Never really paid much attention to that stuff either. I lean more towards Jiffy. It was always Jiffy. There's just a ton of other ones, but those are big ones for me, and I guess you'd say secular. Tom Cruise wore sunglasses, Dolly had braces, Ed McMahon gave out $1 million checks, whatever it was, but they were large checks and people got real excited, you know, it was a big thing. And they would film it. Whether he really did or not, I don't know. I mean, really gave the checks to, I mean, did people really get $1 million? I don't know, but he was giving out big checks. What is this guy doing, you bonehead? My Lord. Well, it's a good thing I was watching where I was going. Guy just, oh man, I'm on Highway 174 and he veered to the left and then he slowed way down and then, I mean, right on the highway. But that's all right. Nobody got hurt. So, yeah, you know, these are things. I mean, and I get it. I mean, it's, you know, no, it couldn't happen. You're crazy. All right, I'm crazy. Whatever. These are things I remember, man, and many others do too. Then you get into scripture. Isaiah 11:6 was lion and lamb. I forget the exact scripture, but don't put old wine into new wineskins, lest it burst. Now it says bottles. You know, another big one, Genesis. This is the Proto-Evangelium, I think it's called. And I really love that scripture too. And that was one that really set, because it's crush. You'll bruise his heel and he will crush your head. There's tons of pastors, you could hear them saying it exactly how it was. I was just listening to, oh boy, what's his name who does the Nephilim? Oh man, I hate my head doesn't work. And here I'm trying to talk about my memory. Oh man. So anyways, yeah, it was crush. Gonna crush his head. And he will. He's gonna crush it. I don't care if the words have been rewritten. I don't know how they did it. I suspect CERN, D-Wave, you know, I mean, nobody knows. And I'm not saying my memory, I know this for a fact. I'm just saying my memory is different. And many others are different. And, you know, whatever. Let the chips fall where they may. I mean, does it change my everyday life? No. I mean, it's bizarre. I don't like it. I don't get it. Not happy with it, but you know, you carry on. You know, what difference does it make? Makes a big difference. Makes a big difference because, you know, blue has always been blue to me. You know, and all of a sudden blue is red. Well, wait a minute. No, blue is blue. Well, what difference does it make? Because blue is blue. Blue's always been blue. You know, it makes a difference. I don't know. I guess to some people, I guess it doesn't. Whatever. Blue is red. Blue's pink. You know, blue's sunshine. No, blue is blue, man. That's just the way it is. You know, I'm not letting, you know, I mean, they got so many ways of messing with our minds, and, you know, know, this guy got pulled over. He's there for a long time too, so he's in trouble. Gosh darn it. Well, so anyways, yeah, that's my kind of take on the Mandela. I'm going to try to put together a couple. I just mirrored one and put that up. And, you know, I don't know. I'm not trying to convince anybody. It's just, man, if you notice that all of a sudden blue isn't blue anymore, and, you know, you don't necessarily think it's cool, and, you know, you're wondering what's going on, well, you know, it might be the answer. True Shock does some good ones on it. And again, EYA, I don't know who these people are. I'm not promoting their channel or nothing, but they are people who happen to see it. She knows, the gal EYA, she notices a lot. You can tell she's been in her scriptures for a long time. A lot of those I don't know what she talks about, but they don't sit right. You know, I'm not, you know, that much into the word. They just don't sit right. So I see what she's saying, but, you know, it's interesting times, my friends. Interesting times. I gotta shave, or I gotta trim all this up, get a haircut. I was hoping to get one today. It was hard to get motivated. So I did try to make an appointment, but they didn't answer. So I'm gonna try to get in tomorrow, see if I can do that. All right, guys, love y'all, man.